Alright, so welcome back to My Team Career Mode. This is round number 7 of Season 2 of this PG Tips Fulcrum F1 Team Career Mode. Last time out at Canada, mixed feelings, to be honest. I mean, I completely messed up qualifying because of the conditions. It was wet, and then it dried for a little bit, and I didn't get a good enough lap in when it was dry, so I was forced to start last, P22, but in the race, I had quite a good comeback, made some nice overtakes, and got back up to P15. I've got no real expectations today, just go in, drive the car, see what happens. I believe it's a sprint weekend as well, so, I don't know, more opportunities, I suppose. Let's get to quali. Alrighty-o, welcome to quali. Now, of course, this is a sprint quali, which means all the rules change for some reason. Number 1, I'm forced to use medium tyres. For some reason, that's a rule. SQ1, you're forced to use one set of mediums, whereas SQ2 and 3, you can use softs. I don't know why that is. Second thing, of course, we get a lot shorter time, which means I'll have to go out for my first run about now if I want to actually do 2 runs, which I think I will do, but to be honest, there's a very low chance I'll be able to improve on the used tyres, so this run I'm about to do is my only chance to get into SQ2. That's all I've got. Alright, here we go then. Hop lap number 1, and like I said, probably my best opportunity that I'm going to get up that leaderboard a little bit, or at the bare minimum, get past my teammate Hulkenberg. It has been a very long time since I've driven at this track, so I have no real idea how it's going to go. Into turn 1, let's have a look. Let's go really wide and brake very late over the curb. That wasn't too bad. Exit was also really nice. We'll go down to about 65 on the overtake. I think that's okay. Now, I'm going to try the really wide line through here where you go on the curb. I did brake a bit too late, but that's okay. On the exit, that was a little bit good. I do have a Haas in front of me, I believe. Please get out of the way. Oh, you absolute hero. Thank you so much, Haas. You gave me a slipstream and you got out of the way nicely. I've braked a little bit too late, though. I did avoid the gravel, so that's pretty good. Now into the double fast left. I'm going to brake a little bit earlier. Stick close, a little bit slow on the exit, and now I'm going to brake very slightly. Okay, that was a bit crap, but honestly, not too bad so far. Into the final 2 corners, I'm going to take that wide line, take as much speed in. I've gone off a little bit, oversteer on the curbage, and that hasn't gone particularly well. I crossed the line, and honestly, that ain't too bad, really. P9, I don't know how many drivers have done a lap. I'm going to assume it's just the 11. No, there's actually a few more, to be honest. You can see there are some more crossing the line now. And it looks like I might actually stay in P13, which is a really, really good result, to be honest. That's really good. I'm very impressed with that. I now went off on the penultimate corner, and there's still quite a bit of time left in that lap. Lovely. That's pretty good. So as you can see, I am actually currently P14, which of course, if it stays like that, that would be enough to get me into SQ2. What's my actual gap here? I am safe by 20 milliseconds. It's extremely close between these lot. Hulkenberg just is tough, really. Half a second off Joe Guan Yu. It's not really what you want to see, but I am going to do one more run. I don't know if I'll be able to improve because, of course, the tyres are going to be weird, or worn. But it's not that bad, really. Only 4%. I reckon I can actually still put up a decent lap time. And here we go. I do have a little bit of traffic in front of me. I'm going to wait a little bit because I do have a little bit of space behind me. And here we go. My goal is to really just try and find any form of improvement to solidify a quite historic entry into SQ2. Let's do this thing. Now, I know around turn 1, that was pretty spot on. I've braked a little bit earlier that time. The exit was okay, and I was pretty much equal with myself through there, so honestly, not bad. Now up here, I'm going to take the wider line, brake a couple of meters earlier, so I actually hit the apex of the corner. Okay, lost quite a lot of time, to be honest. Okay. Let's see if I can go big through these 2 lefts. Come on, brake a little bit earlier. I've gone on the curb, but I've had an okay exit. And then if I brake a little bit more and get closer to the curb, okay. I am finding a little bit of time. I'm now half a tenth up. Come on. Now, this is where I went off. I'm going to take a little bit less speed into the corner and ride the curb. That was really nice. Into the final corner. Boom! Come on. He goes from 5 to 10th and a half. That should be enough for SQ2. Come on. Oh, is that through? That should be right, because it's 16th and lower. So I believe I have got through by 1 position. Let's see. The survey says... Oh, yes! Fat Crim in the PG Tips F1 car has got into SQ2. And it's actually P16 go through as well. And that was actually by a decent margin. About, what, a 10th and a half? I don't know if I would have... Would I have kept my, would I have still gone through with my first run? Let's see. My first run was a 1 minute .4096. The cutoff was a 4 point... So, no, if I didn't improve on my second run, I would have actually gone out. Wow, what an incredible moment. Hulkenberg, unfortunately, is 4 tenths off Zhou Guanyu. Did find some improvement, but only about a tenth. It's tough. But luckily for him, it's only the sprint weekend, and it's only the sprint quali, so it literally doesn't matter, do you know what I mean? Alright, so welcome to SQ2. As you can see, there's only a minute left. I'm only doing the 1 run. I actually got it wrong. You actually get to use mediums in SQ2 as well, and then it's obviously softs in SQ3. So, there's no reason to do 2 runs. I already know the track at this point. I know how much grip I've got. Let's just go for a really good lap and try and not finish P16. That would be a very nice goal. Through Sector 1, I'm going to be 600ths up on the Haas car. Which one is it? It's not even a Haas, it's Sonoda. I don't know where I got Haas from. A little bit slow through that hairpin. It's not really a hairpin, is it? I don't know what it is. The slow corner kind of stunk through there. That was pretty good braking. Try and get on the exit. Oh, bit of oversteer. That's going to lose me a little bit. Bit of overtake, and I'll get that time back. Now, here, braking pretty much bang on. Get the exit. That was almost perfect. Second left. I don't know what these corners are actually called. I just call them left because they go left. Nice one. Into the final 2 corners. Let's go big. Through there. That was okay. A little bit slow. Final corner. That was very strong. No track limits. That is a very decent lap. Where's it going to put me on the grid? So what's happened there then? Fat Crim, SQ3, inbound. What? I have no idea where that lap time has come from. A 1 minute 3.6. Bear in mind, my fastest time in SQ1 was a 1 minute 4 dead. Oh, actually, no. Did I get it to the 1 minute 3s? I think I did, but a 3.6 is outrageous. Got through by 700ths. Right, Austria seems to be my track, which is quite interesting because, you know, F123, this was one of my worst tracks. Here we are, 110 AI, SQ3, in the worst car on the grid. You might as well just call me, Giancarlo Fisichella. If you get that reference, you probably, no one will. Let's move on to SQ3. Alright, SQ3 time. By the way, that reference with Giancarlo Fisichella, I think it's him, is he sort of known for being the best driver in crap cars. And I'm in the worst car, and anyway, so now in SQ3 we get to use the soft tyre. My first run on the softs. It'll be a good bit of practice for qualifying later on, and we're just gonna do 1 run. I feel I only need to do 1. I only have time for 1, and honestly, I think I probably will finish P10. An absolute miracle would be a P9 or a P8, and that would be unreal. Just for some info, the here are the times: a 1 minute 3.2. by Teo and a 1 minute 3.1 by Oscar are the times I'm looking to beat. And here we go. Let's do this thing. Make sure to like and subscribe. If you like the video, in the next 30 seconds, I would have qualified in the top 5. Here we go. Into turn 1. That's pretty good on the exit, on the curb a little bit, but honestly, not too bad. Now, I'm going to use a bit more overtake. I'm going to go down to 50 on this occasion. Get nice and wide. Good braking. I'm only a 10th down on P6. Honestly, not bad. That is pretty good. Now through the 2 fast lefts again, of course, on the softs. Take a lot more speed in. Try and avoid the gravel. That is absolutely gorgeous. That is brilliant, although people are improving, so I don't think I will be able to beat Teo or Oscar, but we'll wait and see. Penultimate corner, swinging in. That was very nice. Final corner. I am very fast through that final sector. And there you have it. It's a 1 minute 3.6. Nowhere near anyone else, about 3 or 4 tenths off. But honestly, that's still a fantastic result in itself. A P10. Although, it is a bit annoying that this is the sprint quali. Because if this was normal quali, I would be losing my marbles of excitement and joy. Because it's a sprint, I don't really care, to be honest, because we're going to go into the sprint race. I won't finish P10. I'll probably finish, I'll probably drop a few places, and it's all just a bit smelly. Of course, if this was the Grand Prix, I'd be starting P10 fighting for points, but I'm not in the sprint. And plus, even if I did score points, 1 point. Whoa! Anyway, still a fantastic result. Car feels fantastic, very nimble, very light, very fast. Straight line speed seems okay as well, so we go into the sprint, starting a P10. Alright, so welcome to the grid for the Austrian Grand Prix sprint race. There is no real strategy in these, you just use one set of mediums until the end. It's only an 8-lap race. Realistically, I would like to keep this quite short in the video. There's a chance that you can skip ahead by a minute and the sprint will be over. Of course, if, there's a bit of attacking going on, a bit of defending, a bit of racing, I will show that. But I want to keep it brief because I'm more looking forward to the actual important stuff, quali in the race. But this is still a race, and if anything, it's a really good practice session for the Grand Prix. So, let's do this thing. Now, I say it in every one of my videos, but we know that my race starts are horrific. And here we go. And that was probably my best one all year on this game. We go into turn 1, fighting Théo Pourchaire round the outside. I could probably get that place, and I do. Come on. He's already gained a place off the start. Now, Théo Pourchaire's straight line speed is very, very strong. Look at him go. I don't want to use too much ERS. Here we go into turn 3. Still trying to go around the outside of Théo. I did brake considerably too early, but we'll gloss over that. We have a yellow flag somewhere. Someone has had a spin, I think. Théo is still fighting me. His straight line speed is mighty as we go into turn 4, 5? I have no idea. And I've had oversteer, and yeah, that's the place lost. Okay. Well, it was a pretty good fight up until then. I've now got to look out for Esteban Ocon, looking for an overtake. Not going to let that happen. And yeah, honestly, I'm expecting to lose a lot of places. My race pace seems pretty shocking. My straight line speed is pretty bad compared to everyone else. And yeah, but honestly, that's not a bad thing. I am already way above where my car should be. So, yeah, I'm already happy, to be honest. Well, hang on a minute here. Théo Pourchaire doesn't have DRS. There's actually a chance here for an overtake. Do I go for it now? Yes, I do, but watch this. I'm going to brake, and I think I might have completely messed that up. I was going to try and give... No, I've not messed it up. I've absolutely smashed it. I wanted to brake a little bit earlier than Théo, so I get the DRS going down this second... Well, actually, the third DRS straight, and I've got the place. So, I said about a minute ago how my race pace is shocking. Here I am, fighting amongst Théo for P9. So, actually, it doesn't seem too bad now. Alright, here comes Mr. The Théo. He's also got Lando Norris right behind him. He's going to go to the outside. Now, what I can do here is brake like that, give myself DRS. I've had a massive snap of oversteer, though. That's not good. Okay, let's try and minimise the damage. Okay, that has gone completely wrong. Hello, Mr. Lando Norris. I'm going round the inside. I was going to say outside, but of course, I'm not round the outside. Try and hold the car. Okay, that almost went completely wrong. That oversteer was very dodgy, and I'm not happy about it at all. And you can also see how slow I am compared to the AI. Théo has already pulled out a 1 second gap in one sector. And that's actually, I don't want to waffle on for too long because I wanted to keep this sprint race short, but one thing I noticed is that on 109 AI, it's okay. Like, the pace difference between 108 and 109 is about maybe a 10, maybe a tenth and a half. But the pace difference between 109 and 110 is about half a second. So if I put on 109, I'll probably be like finishing, P10, P11, which is obviously a lot better than I should be with the car I've got. But if I increase it to 110, I'm now the slowest car on the grid, half a second off my teammate, and then it's just like, well, what do I do? It's very annoying. But you can see Théo Pourchaire is currently 1.3 seconds a lap quicker than me, on pretty much brand new medium tyres, and, you know, everyone else is right behind me in a little queue. I am the slowest on the grid, and yeah, it's very annoying. Alright, here we come then. Final sector of the sprint race. The cars behind Norris, Gasly and Ocon were scrapping like mental, so I have managed to keep a hold of where I started, which is P10, and honestly, it's not too bad. Of course, it is a bit annoying how, you know, they buff the AI so much. Like, you can even see down the straight the amount of extra engine power they give the AI, including their already good downforce. It's an absolute mess, but honestly, P10, even after all of that, is still very, very good. But of course, this is a sprint race. If this was the Grand Prix, I'd be celebrating like mad because I've scored a point, whereas of course in a sprint, I don't, obviously. So it's a little bit annoying, but like I said, P10 is still pretty solid. But if I just go on the race director really quick, you can see here, I'm doing low sixes on like actual normal pace. Teo Pourchaire, low fives. Lando Norris, just a complete mess, but a 5.2 at the end. Low sixes, Anyway, I thought that sprint race was pretty good, so now we go into qualifying for the Grand Prix, the thing that's actually important. Let's go. Alright then, welcome to quali for the main Grand Prix, of course. I don't think I'm going to be getting into Q3. I feel like that's a bit beyond miracles. I also don't think I'll be able to get into Q2. It feels like on the mediums, I'm like way better than the AI, whereas on the softs, it sort of flips around, so I'm like back to normal, if you will. So we're going to go back to the normal target of trying to beat my teammate Hulkenberg. Currently 4/10 off Joe Guan Yu with a 1 minute 4.6. So let's try and beat that. Conditions are a little bit different today as well. It's a bit more gloomy, which I don't know if that even makes an impact. I don't know if they added that into this game. So it shouldn't actually mean anything. As long as it's dry, then that is perfectly okay with me. I also want to see how the lap times differentiate between SQ and Q. Because obviously in SQ3, I did a 1 minute 3.6 on the softs. My teammate in this session is a 1 minute 4.6. So realistically, I should be able to beat it very easily. And I'm currently 300ths up on Logan Sargent, but I did use a lot of overtake through Sector 1, but it should be fine. Alright, here we come, final 2 corners, send it in like I'm silly, pretty good on the exit, in, lovely, bosh. That was pretty good, 4.6 to beat, a 4 dead, and I'm actually ahead of a few cars. That is even more impressive than my SQ result, I reckon, because not only am I on the soft tyres now, which means the AI step it up, but I'm now on 110. Sprint qualifying was 109 AI. That's actually really good. That just shows how excellent I am at this track. As a joke, by the way, I'm horrible. It just seems that the AI are a bit smelly, do you know what I mean? Looking at the sector time, so my sector 1 is pretty much there. There's only, it's one corner, do you know what I mean? So it should be pretty equal throughout, and it is. Sector 2, I'm a little bit behind everyone at 28.8. Everyone else about 26.6 or lower, or 28.6, sorry. And Sector 3 is also very strong. So if I actually increase my downforce to 40, send it through Sector 2 a bit more, there's probably a decent amount of lap time left. Alright, here we go. Final run of qualifying. Like I said earlier, I think Q2 is a bit further beyond what I can actually achieve. It doesn't help that I've got this Ferrari right behind me that's going to cause all sorts of problems. Alright, and through Sector 1, the Ferrari is actually going to go for an overtake on me and completely block me, and that has ruined any chance of improving my qualifying lap. I don't know which Ferrari you are, but you are an absolute tosser. And in fact, if I'm not improving by the end of this lap, I'm completely blocking you on purpose, because that is outrageous. If that's real life F1, that's a slap dunk 3 or 5 place grid penalty. That is outrageous. And yet somehow I'm putting it together and finding improvement. I don't know how I'm doing that, but I just am. Through the final corner, that was extremely good. Okay. Go on, Fat Crim. Look at me go. Where have I finished, though? I'm still like P19, P20. Ah! That's not bad, really. I thought it'd be a lot worse than that, considering I lost 2 attempts in Sector 1, which is actually quite a bit disappointing, really, because let's just say I would have been at least a 10th and a half quicker. I would have been P17. If that Ferrari didn't completely block me. And I don't know which Ferrari it was, but they were already through. It doesn't matter if it was Sainz or if it was Leclerc. They were already through. They had no reason to like, send it up the inside on turn 3 on me like that. But P18 is a very good result, I think. I am very, very happy with that. Hulkenberg, still just himself, to be honest. Although it's not him at all. He is still a perfectly capable driver. The issue is the car. As we know, it is still by far the worst on the grid. But honestly, there's an upwards trajectory. Now I've started to do quick practice. Of course, I couldn't really do it today because of the sprint weekend. You get one practice session, and when you try and do quick practice, you only get to do one objective, so you get 100 resource points. Wow. But now we're getting an extra 700 resource points a weekend because of the practice sessions. Hopefully, we can start to catch up to Sauber and maybe even not be the last and the worst car on the grid. But we go to the Grand Prix starting P18 and P22. And here we go. Welcome to Sunday, the Formula 1 Qatar Airways Austrian Grand Prix 2024. And I'm actually feeling pretty optimistic, to be honest. My race pace in the sprint was pretty shocking. But now we're in a full Grand Prix, high fuel, hard tyres, I hope. I'm actually feeling like, I don't know if I'll be able to get further up the grid like P15 or P14, but I do think I'll be able to hold my position of P18 at least. Oh, better still, I'm now starting P17. Of course, someone behind has taken an engine penalty. I can't tell who it is from here, but it's that way. Is that an orange front wing? Wait, is that Hulkenberg? No, that can't be Hulkenberg. Wait, you're telling me No, that's a McLaren. That's a McLaren. Is that a McLaren? What colour's my front wing? I don't even know, but there's a colour of an orange front. That is, yeah, it says black. That is a McLaren, I think. No, that's that man's shorts. What car is that? That is a McLaren. I can see, like, the black bit on the front nose. Yeah, that is a McLaren. Okay. So, I've got a McLaren starting behind me, so that's what you want. I do need to make sure I lower my downforce back down to about 36. And I think we're ready for round number 7. The Austrian Grand Prix. It's always funny with sprint weekends. I've been recording for 45 minutes now. Usually, if this wasn't a sprint, I would have already finished my recording. But no, I've got an entire, how many laps? 25 lap race ahead of me. Yeah, have fun, Future Foot Crim, editing this. And here we go, Austrian Grand Prix. So let's have another good start, shall we? Go on. Yeah, that's very nice. Okay, yes. That's actually pretty good. I'm not going to gain any places. Actually, I might into turn 1, round the outside of about 17,000 cars. Look at that. Plus 3 places off the line, straight up to P14. What a driver I am. Into turn 3, I believe Alex Albon is going to try and go down the inside. I'm not going to let that happen. There we go. Now, keep in mind, the AI on 110, their engines are stupidly overpowered, so I am going to be struggling down the straights today. But we'll just have to make do. I might have to, what do they say? Get my shoulders out and defend like a bit of a madman. And I'm not sure what's happened here, but as you can see, there is an Aston Martin at the head of this little queue of cars. And then there's already about a 3-second gap to the next cars ahead. So I don't know what's happened there, and how have I done that then? I've almost just overtaken Ocon whilst monologuing about the cars ahead. Great. Let's try and go around the outside of Ocon into turn 1. Very, very possible. Oh, is that not just fantastic? I went off track, I crashed into him, and then I overtake him round the outside. What a driver. Oh, Tsunoda and Gasly having a bit of a scrap into turn 1. That could open up something for me. Come on then. Daniel Ricciardo right in front. Who's this geezer? Where's Esteban Ocon come from then? Oh, this is going to be an absolute mess. Into turn 3, stay composed. Down the inside of Ocon, defending nicely. Get round, and I don't know why my exits are so shocking round that corner. They always have been. I don't know why. They don't feel bad. I can't go any faster. If I go faster, I will spin and die. But the AI seems to be absolute perfectionists at it, and I have managed to defend from Esteban Ocon. The pace is it's okay. I am struggling through this part of the track though because of the AI's engines. They just sort of spear off into the distance at the exit of this corner. In fact, I have to use hot lap ERS through here just so the AI don't catch me. It is absolutely outrageous, but I'm still holding on okay. And Yeah, we're just sort of chilling in P13 at the moment. Oh, we have a yellow flag somewhere. Who is it? Is it anyone ahead of me? I don't think it is. I don't know who is a McLaren. Who's that guy? Who are you? Why is it just a Ferrari there? Okay, sure. Whoa, wait a minute. Give me a moment to process everything that's just happened. So, one of the McLarens, the one who took the engine penalty, has blew up. So, that's actually quite remarkable, really. You put a new engine in because the previous one was bulleted, and then the new one blows up 5 laps into a race, and then there's just a random Ferrari that's been spun around turn 4? No idea. Now, the logical thing to do from this point onwards is that be on the hard tyres until the end of the race. The lap times are actually very interesting. Have you ever seen that before, where according to the game, my lap times will improve the more I use my tyres? You can see my first lap is going to be like a 1 minute 6.3, and then a couple of laps later I'll be doing a 1 minute 6.2, and then by lap 18 I'll be doing about 1 minute 6.7s, and at the end 7.1s. That is all pretty good. I reckon we can quite easily do a 17 lap hard stint. Easy stuff. And here we go, race start number 2. Let's have another good race start. Well, I guess it's just as they say. The game is the game. Yeah, I don't know. I suppose what I'll do now is drive on my own for the next God knows how many laps, 16 laps, and just try and be consistently fast. That's all I can really do. And then hope that there is a potential safety car or another red flag to bring me back into this. But, yeah, that's tough. People, miracles are happening. Nico Hulkenberg isn't last. As you can see, he's currently fighting both of the Saubers, Zhou Guanyu and Kevin Magnussen, for P18? Go on, lad. He's actually doing a Sergio Perez Abu Dhabi 2021. He's holding them up fantastically. In fact, on my current pace, if everything stays as it is, I will be able to catch the Saubers with about 4 laps remaining. But that's it. That's all I've got. Hulkenberg still scrapping hard. I don't know if he's got DRS. He definitely doesn't, which means he's probably about to lose the place to Zhou Guanyu, which has got to be the most embarrassing thing on the planet, to lose a position to the worst driver on the grid. No, wait. He is still fighting fantastically. Well done, Hulkenberg. Keep that up. You're doing an absolutely outstanding job. What would be really funny, though, is that imagine if everything I've gone through in this race, a couple of mistakes early on, the red flag, of course, restart, having a drive-through penalty, and still finishing ahead of my teammate would be really funny. And like I said, on my current pace, I will actually catch them. I'm doing about a second a lap, mainly because of Nico Hulkenberg's incredible defending, I guess, but also just holding them up, which he's sort of unintentionally holding them up because his car is so slow. He's just defending for his life and in turn allowing me to catch up. So it's very nice. Right, little update, 2 laps later I have stopped catching the cars ahead now. The gap has stayed at about 8.4 seconds. So from catching them by a second a lap, I am now about even. So there's a very realistic possibility that I am going to be finishing P21. A bit sad. Right, everybody wake up, everybody stay alert. I don't know why I'm telling you not to wake up. For you, it's been 5 seconds since I last spoke to you. For me, it's been about 15 minutes. I have been pushing this car like absolute hell, and yet my gap is still about 7.5 seconds. But I'm giving this thing quite literally everything it's got. And I don't know if it's just me, I can very clearly see some, what's the word? Sprinkles of water. Some rain is coming. Now, I don't know if it's going to start affecting the track. It doesn't look like it at the moment. It does seem like it's not going to do anything. But if that gets heavier and it becomes intermediate conditions, that, of course, opens plenty of opportunity. And, oh, look at that. That is probably the most unluckiest thing I have ever seen in my life. Because what's happened is this geezer. What? How have they... What's just happened? Did they all stop? Or did they crash or something? I don't know. But if that safety car came out 20 seconds earlier, I could have stopped and gone on the soft tyres. Although, to be honest, I'm last, so I should be able to stop anyway, and obviously it won't have any impact, so let's do that. New softs, and we'll see how it goes. Now, if this rain is going to start impacting the track, it's got to sort of happen in the next lap or two. If it doesn't, then, well, there won't be a point. Even if it gets wet, there won't be enough time to pit and then catch back up. Think of, like, Sochi 2021, but, like, a few laps later. You can also see that no one is stopping, and oh, I've gone a bit off there, but I am going to stop because I feel like this is a gamble, to be honest. Of course, if it starts raining a lot more and it becomes intermediate conditions, I'm probably in the mud. But if it doesn't, I will be at the back of the grid, P20 or P21 now, with brand new softs. And even if the rain does keep coming and it does become into conditions, I'm still last, so it won't make a difference. I can just pit again. So it's a win-win, basically. But oh, what an exciting end to this race. We have a safety car. We're going to have 2 or maybe even 1 lap of an actual race left. And it is raining and it is getting heavier. Although I still can't tell you if it's going to become heavy enough for inters. Right now, absolutely not. Right, I've only just managed to catch up to the rest of the field. It took a whole lap and a half. That's how far behind I was after my stop. But look at this. Brand new softs for me. Fat Crim. Everybody else used hard tyres. Oh my goodness, what is happening? Safety car in this lap as well. And it is still nowhere near wet enough to switch to inters, which means we are probably going to be on the dries until the end. Let's make sure everything is ready. And this could be absolutely insane. Or I could just finish like P20 and it will be like completely worthless. There's a Mercedes currently leading. When are they going to go? I reckon probably around the final corner. So let's take a look. Here we go. Oh, they've gone a little bit. They've kind of gone. I don't know. Have they gone? Yes, right, they are away. Let's do this thing. Round the final corner, and here we go. The Fat Crim comeback arc is here. Let's do this thing. Right, now the issue I'm going to have here is that the AI are going to be dumping their overtake on this first lap, but I feel a move down the inside of Lance Stroll in the Williams. Let's make that happen, and let's see how much grip I've got. Oh, it's really not that good at all. I'm going to keep using my overtake, but I don't want to use too much. I do want to have some left for the final lap. What about a little switchback on the Williams here? There we go. Get on throttle. It's just not enough, though. How have I got such little grip on these tyres? This is incredible. Round the outside of the fast left. Maybe a little opening there. We're still in this. Round the outside. The wet is making this so difficult. It is starting to impact the track a little bit, but not by much. We have 1 lap remaining. You can see how much better the AI's engines are with Albon's pace. And here we go. Off the Ferrari. Boom! Look at that. Next up, Esteban Ocon. Let's do him in. Round the outside into turn 1. He is going to take a normal line. No, never mind. He's going to go to the inside. Round we go. on the exit of turn 1. Now we have both of the Saubers. I think I can get past both of them here. Let's do it. Come on. Let's see how much later I can brake. Boom! Down the inside of both Saubers. Look at that. What a move. Try and hold the car together. I've done it. What a comeback arc for Fat Krim. Let's go. Now, my teammate is the next car ahead. I think he's a little bit too far ahead, even with my tyre advantage. But I am still over the moon with what has just occurred. Lovely stuff. And Hulkenberg here is extremely slow. There is definitely a move on into the final corner. Let's do it. Down the inside of Hulkenberg. And oh my goodness. What a time to be alive. What a race that was. That had quite literally everything. Like, that had everything, and that doesn't happen very often in these Formula 1 games. So, that was incredible. Just a brief summary. The start was brilliant. I think I stayed where I started in P17. And then, of course, there was the red flag because there was a Ferrari stuck in the gravel and a McLaren's engine blew up. That caused a red flag. Red flag restart, got the drive-through penalty, got sent back, what, like 15 seconds behind Zhou Guanyu, 15 seconds behind my teammate. Managed to set some really fast, consistent laps, got the gap down to 8 seconds. Then the weather started to change. It started raining a little bit, started sprinkling, and then there was a safety car. I still don't know why there was a safety car. I think there might have been an incident between Lance Stroll and Charles Leclerc. Got the pit stop, and then made an incredible comeback to finish, I believe, P14 and ahead of my teammate on the final corner. Let's take a look at the results. George Russell takes the win. Well done, you, sir. P14 and P15 for Team PG Tips Foot Krim F1 team. Wow, that's our best result of the season in terms of both drivers' average position. That's also the highest Hulkenberg has finished this entire season by a mile. I believe he's only ever finished last or second to last. Of course, not counting DNFs. That's why I've not said P22 or 21. And there was only one DNF today in Lando Norris, so he actually finished ahead of 6 cars. Unbelievable result by the team. One thing I want to look at is my pace on that hard stint when I was starting to catch my teammate a little bit. Look at this consistency. I mean, that's pretty good. 6'4", 6'2", 6'2", 6'3", 6'3", 6'3", 6'4", 6'5". That is unbelievable. Genuinely insane. Everything. Red flag, safety car, changing conditions, penalty, comeback. That is by far the best race of this season. That could be the best race I have done on the game. That was actually so phenomenal. If you enjoyed it, please do like the video. I forgot to say that earlier on. It really does help the old YouTube channel out. And why not subscribe as well? I'm grinding so hard to get as many videos and streams out as possible to try and hit 1.4k subs by the end of the year. But that's all from me today. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you lot next time. Goodbye. I need a shower after that and a breather. I am absolutely slaughtered. My hands are killing me from cornering way too hard. I am slaughtered, and now everything's fallen over. Just, yeah, go away.